Here we go again. There was another mass shooting in Odessa, Texas, Midland, Odessa, football capital, over the weekend. And the cops did get this gunman. Fast forward to today, right here in Tyler, Texas, there was not a mass shooting. There was a potential shooting at the Walmart at I want to say, was it the one at 110 and the Loop?
Highway 31.
31 in the Loop. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Almost. Cops or somebody, I don't know the whole story yet. Somebody somehow intervened and kept that from happening, because that could have been another Odessa right here in our city. Thank goodness it wasn't. The guy that they got in Odessa, he was a truck driver, had just gotten fired from his job and went postal, as they say.
But then they pull him over as a routine traffic stop.
It was a traffic stop that went bad.
And signal, they say failed signal.
Yeah, and then he left the scene, and was it a mail truck?
Yes.
Killed a mail person, stole the mail truck, went on a shooting.
He was 29 years old.
29-year-old mail carrier. And in this case, just like every time this happens, people are coming forward saying, I knew something was wrong with him. It's too late. It's too late by the time it happens, and you knew something was wrong.
Right.
Why didn't you say something? One of my Facebook friends, O'Brien, remember O'Brien from the 80s, You and I, singer? He posted, the person on their way to snapping for the very first time doesn't show up in background checks.
Right.
Okay.
Right. That is so true.
Well, not really, GP. It's just that we're not good about. We're giving them. Well, the snapper has rights.
Right.
And snitches get stitches.
Yeah.
Okay, I know something's wrong with that dude, but man, I don't want to say anything because like me and Alan were talking earlier. What if the cops come? Well, what if the cops do come?
Right.
Okay, if he's not crazy, they're gonna know pretty quick.
Right.
If he does have a problem, they're gonna know that pretty quick. Two things we're not doing. We're not saying anything in time to prevent these things. And I tell you what, there was help available for this guy in Odessa. That if he had gotten help, where there had been therapy, where there had been medication, where there had been a combination of both, that whole thing could have been avoided.
Right.
Because the people standing back and saying, man, I knew something was wrong, but I didn't want to say nothing. Say something.
Right.
Say something. If it's too dangerous to say anything to them, say something to somebody.
Right.
Watch this guy over here. I don't know what's going on, but something is up. I don't know how y'all feel about that.
Yeah.
And everything I'm saying might be completely wrong, but I'm just saying what I would do.
Right.
I call crazy crazy.
Yeah.
I know crazy when I see it.
Well, they said this guy had an AR.
I
shot
own one of those.
Injured about 22 people.
Why, GP?
Well, I just like me. I grew up on the farm, so target practice, multiple rounds and wild hogs or whatever coming this way that way. We had real bad problem with them. Uprooting it down. That's what I use it for. That type of purpose. I never have pulled it on anyone. I never threatened anyone with them because my mouth. Me tell you may back up. You know, these background checks, they don't always show up. You can go out of state and go get a gun quicker than you can around here in this town. Guns and knife shows don't only happen over at the East Texas Fairgrounds. They happen in Long Beach, my car, and surrounding other cities. And you can buy any kind of clip, any kind of bullet to modify any kind of gun online. Cheaper than dirt.com.
Okay, my brother, you got an
AR-15.
AR-15. What would you have if that wasn't available anymore?
I probably just have a regular domestic 12 gauge or something.
Okay.
Or something like that. But just for the multiple populations of the wild hogs getting in with the wild was getting with the domestic, we had a real bad problem with the feral hogs. And the dogs wasn't getting it. We losing dogs, and they turned up the land. And the main thing on the dam, we had a couple of trees there, and then once the dam ever breaks, it'll wash out everything back there. That's the only one. I hadn't even fired it in the last 2 years.
And nothing else would be as effective to handle that problem?
It probably would be, but
okay.
You want something reliable when you stir them up, they coming your way. You have to be ready.
Right. I understand that, but when I hear when I hear the name assault rifle, I'm thinking, why do you need that if you're not gonna assault
Right.
somebody? I mean, you've got I never heard that scenario before, but man, I wonder, all these people with these automatic weapons like that, man, can they do as much with less? Is it just convenience, or yeah?
Take is one.
Oh, exactly. All it takes is one. It'd be harder.
I had an R22 Uzi,
Mhm.
and like I said, I never really used it. And,
Wow.
I had taken it, and I took it to Dallas. My cousin and they paid me for it. They ain't never used it. He was in the military. He just liked to have a high-power firearm in case something does happen. But for as that, I'm in the right state of mind. I don't want to just end my life by taking somebody else's life.
Right.
I had my uncle was killed in '99. He was shot, beheaded, and burned, and that devastated me to the point where it drove me down the road I didn't like feeling. And I grew up with the cats. I never thought that would ever happen. And it devastated me to the point where, hey, I was going to train, working with Tyler on my head. I was going to work. I'm on the air. I'm going to be real because I'm GP. And I had Tracy was working beside me. I'm coming to work. I know he smelled alcohol on me every day. I was drinking Hennessy straight. I used to keep it right here and have a towel on my head. Supervisor never bothered me. Nobody never knew what made me tick. But watching to see what gun violence does, or any kind of violence does to a person that didn't ask for that, you know, it does something to you emotionally. And then I watched my whole family on both sides. Strongest man I ever known, my grandfather. He was born in 1912. I watched the Channel 56 come out. They wanted to talk. I watched my grandfather cry, my dad cry, and it showed me, you know, I'm above taking somebody else's life. If I can walk away, let me make it. If we get into it, I'll fight you all day long.
What do you think about? And I know Tracy's got something to add too. I'm gonna get to that in just a second. What do you think about stronger, stricter gun control laws that would keep you from having that automatic weapon? Are you in favor of that?
Sometimes I am, and then sometimes I feel like I need it.
You don't feel like they're coming for your guns?
Well, I mean, it's just sitting there anyway. If they came for it today, I hadn't lost anything. I paid
Right,
for it.
right.
I mean, it's hard. It's getting harder to even buy bullets for guns like that now.
Okay.
You know, all the guns that people can't even pronounce, and they German Rugers and Lugers and stuff like that. Man, it's hard to buy bullets. But online, you can go online. You can go get them anywhere. Nobody will stop the sale of them. Nobody will stop the making of the guns.
So you're not jumping up and down saying Second Amendment, you can't have? Okay.
No, because guess what? Nobody knew I had it until I disclosed that I had it.
Right.
You know, I'm not
Right.
saying I have it, but guess what? I do have it. But like I said, I got smaller caliber guns that I have, but I don't carry a gun. I lived like that before. I don't do that now. And but God bless me. After 18 years in the streets, running the streets, I've been on my job 20 years. I don't look over my shoulder anymore. I give the message of love. That's why I got stars on my arm. I'm my daddy's star. My daddy gave me the name a showboat. I just put my name GP, the showboat. I entertain people. I give good times with me and Tracy DJ. Wherever I'm at, you give me the mic and the lights on. I'm ready. That's what I do. Walk and tell you.
Okay. Okay.
I'm ready.
Go ahead.
I'm very passionate about people who do what's right to have a gun should have it. Because you tell me how's a gun law going to stop people from getting guns? It's criminals that's having guns. And people going to always be able to get a dirty gun on the street.
Yeah.
So you telling me I'm a law-abiding citizen and I don't have a right to have a gun protect me? And these laws not going to stop me from getting no gun.
Right.
It's not.
Sorry.
People kill people with guns. Guns don't kill people.
Right.
Yeah, and if they call
Got a
it,
problem with that.
yeah, I just feel like if it becomes a law against having the guns, then people will find a way to get them anyway. Like when Tyler wasn't wet, right?
Right.
Maybe
Right.
you couldn't get
Right.
alcohol. I mean, I don't drink, but I do know people would go to the line or
That's
whatever.
right, dude.
And bring it back into Tyler.
Bootlegging,
So
that's
that,
good.
yeah. And
Bootlegging
then you
they
had
got
people that
to
were
do.
selling it out of their homes
Right.
though.
Bootlegging.
They
Yeah.
were making it available. So I
Right.
think that it's still, somebody's still gonna find a way to sell
Right.
guns.
And just to chime on that, look at Chicago.
Every weekend,
They got the
60, 70
strongest gun
people.
laws in America. And every day they shooting people. They got more guns that they didn't collect anywhere in the world.
Right.
Wow.
So how does gun laws stop people from killing people?
Okay. So,
What? Let me answer that.
It
What if
doesn't.
we prosecute the gun offenders with the same energy that we do the drug offenders, particularly the ones of color?
So let me ask you a question. I got a problem with that too.
Okay.
Why is it that we giving people so many years for selling drugs, and we got people who rape kids.
Oh yeah, that needs to be flipped.
Yeah.
We got people who
That needs to
shoot
be flipped.
people.
I don't think they need to be flipped. I think they need to offset each other. You get the same
It
sentence.
don't make no
for doing
sense to me.
that. You know,
They out in a year.
I mean, I think one's harsher than the other. Though.
I think both of them ought to be harsh.
and all you gotta say is you were
Just
16.
like,
Yeah.
just like the guy that killed my uncle. All that guy was 20 years. I got the rest of my life. And I'm a taxpayer. I'm making sure they eat while they down there and they get out. I get letters periodically in the mail. I just turn them up. You know, and how would you? I mean, that's what I tell people that's making these laws. How would you feel if someone took one of your loved ones and then y'all still writing them a letter? I get a letter in the mail. Herman Moore III. He's getting out eligible for parole. Then they want me to write on a piece of paper that I feel like he need to get out. Is he rehabilitated? No, he ain't rehabilitated. No.
Yeah.
But killing is one of the commandments. It's wrong.
Absolutely.
And they
You know,
get less
it's wrong.
time than people doing all
It's
kind
wrong.
of horrible things. Silent mind.
Like the episode of Good Times, they got the technology to put a man on the moon, but you can't stop drugs and guns.
Yeah.
Because
They
too
can't
much money
stop.
for the government. I don't care what they say. They make
Hey.
money off of it. Guns, buying trucks for police officers, buying guns for police officers, and everything else. They use the dirty money just like the criminals.
Yeah.
And when we talk about people taking someone's life, I'm sorry what happened to your family member. And I've talked about my husband being murdered 8 months ago, December the 15th, here in Tyler. He was murdered. And the gentleman was, caught, and he's there in going to be serving some time. But the case hadn't came up yet. So when the case comes up, then I'll be in that situation as well of having to, deal with when they decide to release him. And it's just really devastating to have a loved one to be life be taken gunshot.
Yeah. And
You
I
know.
will say this, and me being there, if you're on any kind of blood pressure medications, stuff, make sure you take your medications, have plenty of liquids, and try not to get too emotional because they gonna pull up everything from the person's past, and then it's not gonna offset nothing. But then they gonna get time served for the time they've been in there.
So when they do the court case, they do that.
Uh-huh.
So
I'm just letting you know what just a fraction of what you're in for.
yeah.
Just you're gonna see pictures, you're gonna hear things. Some things you may know, some things you may not know.
Yeah.
Just continue to pray.
Yeah, and my thing is, we have a son. My son is 15. Still talking about him like he's still here. I'm sorry. My son is 15. Well, he just turned 16. I'm sorry. He just turned 16 this past week.
Okay.
And he was probably like, "Mom, you forgot my birthday." And I really don't want him to be there in the court. In that, I don't even want him to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I don't want him to have to hear the things that they're going to talk about. And because it's devastating. Like he told me, his mom, it's not like my dad died from, natural causes. He was murdered. So I ended up having to take my son to counseling. He didn't want to go to counseling. But I told him, I said, well, I need to go to counseling when you go with Mom. And that's kind of how I
Got him to go.
yeah. I had to do that.
That's the first.
Reverse psychology on it.
First.
So, and then he wanted to go because, most men are very, very protective of their mother. So he's very protective of me. So when I said I need to go, then he said, well, Mom, I'll go with you. And so that's how I was able to get him into counseling. But just the fact that his dad was murdered, it was just devastating to him. So I just don't want him to be in that courtroom when they talk about everything that transpired to that event.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
Very
What
understandable.
you finna
I'm
say,
not
Sid?
sure if I even want to be there. I definitely don't want my son there.
What you gonna say?
I mean, I feel like we're backtracking a little bit. I mean, I'm sorry.
okay.
I was gonna say. I mean, I would agree. I think everybody in this room would agree. Besides maybe some practical applications like with hogs, guns are a bad thing. Drugs are a bad thing.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If I could press a button, you know what I'm saying, right now, get rid of all of it. Don't exist
Right.
on the earth anymore. I'd be in favor of that.
I would too, but as long as it's supply and demand,
That's
it's
the
gonna be
problem.
here.
That's the problem.
If you don't give it to them, somebody gonna get it somewhere
That's
on
the
the
problem.
street.
Man.
We don't make guns.
Right.
We don't fly planes. How drugs keep getting here.
Right.
That's
It's
just
like
an
that.
example.
Yeah,
I'm saying.
I know.
That's why when you have break-ins,
That's true.
pawn shops anywhere, they're selling them, and that's how guns get transported. If they feel like they're gonna get caught up here, that's why they transport it elsewhere and sold. I mean, you gonna always have a gun somewhere. You gonna always have a criminal of some kind.
And a lot of these guns got bodies on them.
Yeah.
They dirty. They just pass them to the next
Right.
killer.
Yeah.
You're not gonna stop it.
But my dad them always told me, if you do have a gun, put it accessible for you to get to it, that you know that you have one. And all my years of growing up, my dad only had maybe 4 guns in the house, and I knew that where they all were at all times. I never went and pulled them. And my grandpa them, they was hunting. Like I said, we grew up out on the farm and stuff. There was recreation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But they picked up guns. Some of my cousins picked up shooting. They went to the military. I picked up a rod and reel. I went fishing. That's why I call myself a fishing god. Every time I throw out there, I'm kissing the fish.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then, that led me to who I am today.
Yeah.
So you're a fisherman of men.
Oh, yeah.
That's what God.
Amen.
Okay.
Fisherman of men. Amen. But I was gonna say something about guns being in the home, like you were just saying. My dad had a rifle. We never touched it. He used it for hunting because I mean they always have the coon. They hunt for those coon and try to get us to eat that stuff. I don't remember eating no coon,
Right.
but anyway.
They probably slipped it in there.
I don't remember it, but my mom said I did. I was like, I would never touch that stuff now.
Yeah.
But we never touched his rifle, but it was there. He
Yeah.
used it for. So I think all that is it just depends on the upbringing, as
Right.
far as how you deal with guns and everything in the home. Yeah. So.
You're right.
And a lot of times, parents need to be more alert to what they girls or guys, they have kids that's young, be alert to see what's going on. All
Yeah.
these video games now, when I was coming up, a computer was just taking off. Look at the technology now. You can play video
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
on your phone and on the computer. Hey, all we had just a regular IBM Macintosh at the school. That's all we had. And they were teaching us that
Yeah, we
technology
started
came.
IBM
Then you
floppy
got
disks.
you gaming and stuff
Ours was
like that.
typewriters.
All these shooting games, Grand Theft Auto. Hey, some of those games, y'all as a parent got to pull some of those games. Watch your kids. See if you can get them to pick up a book and develop
Yeah.
them in a book.
Yeah.
My dad used to always say, "Hey, cut that TV off. Let's go outside and leave."
Yeah.
He put these hands to work.
Yeah.
Weed slinger, they call it y'all know what all that is. Weed
Yeah.
eater,
Yeah.
lawnmower, something like that. In the summertime, we was outside. There's no
Yeah.
such thing as you being 9 through 12 years old and you're not outside. You're not doing
I
that.
couldn't
Hey,
stand
come
being
on.
in the house. I hate it.
Come on, shout out to my whole
We stayed
family.
outside all
Everybody
day.
knew.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. And then in the evening, when my dad got off, in the evening on a day like this, we can go down to, I'm from here to the across the street. The lake was that far from the house. All I had to do is, hey, Dad, can I go fishing? What you done today? We did this, we done that. So we done honest day work, we didn't do nothing, we didn't vandalize nothing. Hey, grandma said, hey, they was good today, we down to the lake, we fishing. We stay on that just about all night. If we catch some, we take them home, and we either put them, leave them in the water, in a bucket overnight, we clean them in
Right.
the morning. Next morning, we get up early, we got something to do, we clean and fish. And by 12
Putting in
o'clock-
work.
By 12 o'clock noon, so the sun got ready to get up, we call it Ray Baker. Time the sun get up, guess what? The fish is already clean, but grandpa, here, we're going to go and take y'all in town, we're going to go get the stuff, we're going to cook it. That's what we done.
Yeah.
So then you got the benefits of all your labor.
Right,
Yeah.
right.